All right. So I decided to add a 3D printer to the shop, and it was something I'd actually wanted for quite some time, but I didn't want something that was going to be an absolute maintenance monster. And a lot of other shop owners know what I'm talking about. When you get a piece of equipment and then you pretty much have to, hold its hand constantly just for it to operate. So I didn't want that. So this is kind of the video of the one I went with and how it's been. So definitely stay tuned and we'll talk about it at the end. So if you haven't figured it out by now, this is the printer I went with, the Bambu Lab X1 Carbon. And as soon as a few people found out I had this, they were like, hey, you have to print out the little boat first thing. That's the first thing. It's like a rite of passage to print this little boat out. So that was the first thing I printed out, was this little tugboat deal. And it worked out great. A lot of these preloaded programs are great for my kids, especially. They can just pick one out and print it and go goof off with it. That's kind of fun with one of these. So one of the first things I noticed about this printer when it had its standard feed on it was how much it moved around because of how fast it is. As you can see there, when it's printing, it is going very, very fast. So I did opt for these feet from Bambu Lab to go onto the printer to help isolate it. Definitely an improvement there. So right after getting the boat printed, I pretty much went right to work. Jumped in Fusion. There was some parts I needed for a weld fixture, and I had some ideas. I thought about making them out of metal, but then I was like, you know what? Let's try this. Let's make them out of some PLA CF. I bought a bunch of different filaments when I got this printer, so I had all kinds of them to try. The PLA CF is what I ended up going with. It worked out really, really good, and the finished product is very nice, and the finish of it I really like. It's kind of a matte finish blue. And this is what they're for. They go on a weld fixture to hold the tank from sliding down. I printed them with a little interference fit when they slip over that tube, and then I can just put a light clamp on them, and they work perfect. The tank doesn't move. It's not in an area that'll get hot. Just needs to hold it there. All right, so you stayed this long through the whole video. Do I think 3D printers are a worthwhile thing to have in the shop? Absolutely. I'm kind of bummed that I waited this long to get one, but it is what it is. I have one now. It's amazing. One thing I will say is, my kids really like this thing, and it's fun to kind of teach them the ins and outs of what 3D modeling is, and to kind of see them get interest in it for the next generation. That's something I enjoy. So I hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe. Appreciate it.